He didn't learn risk from Wall Street. He didn't take a trading course. He never even opened a finance book. His first real lesson in risk? It came from running an underground casino inside a video game. At 14 years old, he wasn't watching price action. He wasn't glued to MetaTrader or tracking economic calendars. He was managing a clan of 200 people, orchestrating high-stakes gambling with fake gold and learning the harshest lessons in probability without even realizing it. Today, he trades real markets, manages real capital, and the edge he built back then, it's the foundation that lets him stay calm when others panic. This is the story of a trader who was built, not born. A trader forged in volatility, not the volatility of the S&P 500, but the volatility of life, games, losses, and comebacks. This is Anonymous Edge. He grew up quiet, an only child raised mostly by his grandparents, not much freedom, not many friends around. So when he discovered RuneScape, a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, it became more than just a game. It became his outlet, his world, his training ground. Most people played RuneScape to fight monsters or complete quests, but he saw something else, the economy. There were trades happening, markets forming, players exchanging goods, price rising and falling. And somewhere in that chaos, he saw opportunity. That's when he discovered the underground dice games, private gambling dens run by player clans. They weren't sanctioned by the game. In fact, they were strictly against the rules, but they were thriving. And that's where he learned everything that would later make him a consistent trader. To join one of the most elite gambling clans, there was a real-world buy-in. 5,000, he didn't have it. He was just a kid. But someone in the community saw something in him and fronted the money. He paid them back in 48 hours. Not from luck, from volume, from managing risk, from staying in the game longer than the others. And just like that, he was in. He wasn't just playing anymore, he was running things. He learned how to manage risk when bets came flying in. He learned how to keep his emotions in check during long streaks of losses. He saw firsthand how people collapsed when variance hit them harder than expected, and how the best ones were the ones who never flinched. They stuck to the math. They trusted the edge, even when it hurt. He didn't call it risk management at the time, but that's exactly what it was. Every roll of the dice had a probability. Every outcome was tracked. Every mistake became part of a growing mental model. It was all fun and games until the money got real, because RuneScape Gold had value. It could be exchanged for real cash on black market forums, thousands of dollars every week. He was 15, 16 years old, making more money than most adults he knew, but he wasn't buying sneakers or flexing online. He was studying, watching, learning how psychology can destroy someone faster than any losing trade, because he saw it every day. People would tilt, they'd chase, they'd blow their bankrolls in minutes, and then they'd beg for loans they couldn't repay. He watched people sabotage themselves with poor decisions and logged every single one mentally. He started tracking his own behavior. What made him hesitate? What caused stress? What did he do differently after a loss versus after a win? He was unknowingly building the skill that most traders never develop, self-awareness. And then it was gone. The developers cracked down. The entire underground gambling system was shut down overnight. No warning, no appeals, just gone. The risk he hadn't accounted for: centralized control. He'd been running a successful operation for years, and it disappeared with one server update. That was his first real black swan. and it taught him another lesson he'd carry into trading. Don't rely on a system you don't control. So he walked away from gaming, burned out, disillusioned, but with something most teenagers didn't have: an intuitive understanding of probability and an obsession with behavior under pressure. That's when a friend introduced him to trading. At first, he was skeptical. Charts looked like noise. Indicators seemed like astrology. But when he heard the word edge, something clicked. It was the same concept, just a new arena. Risk, reward, psychology. This wasn't new. This was familiar. Only now, the stakes were real. He didn't jump in with dreams of Lambos. He didn't set a 6-month goal to go full-time. He gave himself 5 years. 5 years to master the game. 5 years to build an edge. 5 years to prove that he had what it takes to survive and thrive in the world's most brutal mental game. He started bull, very small. Demo accounts, backtesting, journals filled with notes. He didn't chase strategies. He focused on psychology. Why did he hesitate on that trade? Why did he break his rules? Why was he emotional today? Every answer brought him closer to the truth. You don't trade the market. You trade yourself. His approach today is surgical. He doesn't talk about indicators or secret entries. His trading system isn't flashy, but his discipline is elite. Every trade is logged, reviewed, debriefed. He uses a process he calls ASR, Advanced Self-Review. He breaks down not just what happened, but why it happened. He asks better questions than most traders even think to ask. Was this trade in alignment with my plan? What was my emotional state during entry? Did I follow my process, even if the outcome was a loss? This is what separates amateurs from professionals. He says the most important trades are the ones that lost but were executed perfectly. Because that's when you know you're on the right path. He doesn't trade every day. He waits. He stalks. He stays out of the market more than he's in it. Because one of his core beliefs is this: overtrading is just disguised insecurity. When he's not in sync with the market, he walks away. He doesn't force setups. He doesn't chase opportunity. Because he knows that the market isn't going anywhere. But your capital? That can disappear in a moment of ego. He doesn't call himself a guru. He doesn't sell signals. He doesn't even have social media. He prefers to stay in the background, silent, focused, growing quietly while others perform. He's seen the flashy traders burn out. The loud ones disappear. The ego-driven ones get humbled. He just keeps showing up, day after day, trade after trade, process over outcome, effort over excitement. And in doing so, he's built something rare, a mindset that doesn't break under pressure, a process that doesn't depend on hype, an edge that doesn't disappear when the market changes. He may not be the most followed, he may not be the loudest, but if you looked at his trading journal, if you saw the notes, if you watched the consistency, you'd see what real trading looks like. It's not sexy, it's not fast, and it's not easy, but it's real. He's the kind of trader you'll never see on your feed. But he's the kind of trader who survives, who grows, who wins, slowly, methodically, relentlessly. This is Anonymous Edge, and this was episode 1, The Trader Who Learned Risk from a Video Game.